Hispanic Heritage Month is an annual celebration of the history and culture of the U.S. Latinx and Hispanic communities. The event, which spans from September 15th to October 15th, commemorates how those communities have influenced and contributed to American society at large. Hispanic Heritage Month actually began as a commemorative week when it was first introduced in June of 1968 by California Congressman George E. Brown, who represented East Los Angeles and a large portion of the San Gabriel Valley, both heavily populated by members of the Hispanic and Latinx communities. The push to recognize the contributions of the Hispanic and Latinx community who played a role in American history had gained momentum throughout the 1960s, when the Civil Rights Movement was at its peak and there was a growing awareness of the United States' multicultural identities. On September 17, 1968, Congress passed Public Law 9048, officially authorizing and requesting the President to issue annual proclamations declaring September 15th and 16th to mark the beginning of National Hispanic Heritage Week, and called upon the people of the United States, especially the educational community, to observe such week with appropriate ceremonies and activities. President Lyndon B. Johnson issued the first Hispanic Heritage Week presidential proclamation the same day. In 1987, U.S. Representative Esteban E. Torres of California proposed the expanding of observance to cover its current 31-day period. In 1988, Senator Paul Simon submitted a similar bill that successfully passed Congress and was signed into law by President Ronald Reagan on August 17, 1988. The timing of Hispanic Heritage Month, September 15th through October 15th, was chosen because it coincides with the Independence Day celebrations of several Latin American nations. In celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, Pasco Notables would like to honor Sonia Thorn, Pasco-Hernando State College Assistant Vice President, Academic Affairs and Marketing and Communications, and Samuel Ortiz, U.S. veteran, minister, and founder of Community Collective, for their outstanding contributions to PHSC and the community.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tim Beard. I am proud to be referred to as the fourth president of Pasco-Hernando State College. Let me first say happy Hispanic Heritage Month, not just here at PHSC, but across this country. From September the 15th to October the 15th, we give special recognition nationwide to this great opportunity to acknowledge the contributions of individuals and ancestors who have made America great. This traditional honorary time recognizes the cultures and the contributions of both Hispanic and Latino Americans as we celebrate heritage rooted in all Latin American countries. More than 500 years of Hispanic and Latino history and heritage can be found all throughout this country. As we celebrate here at PHSC our 50th anniversary, we say that we are gold. We are gold because of the contributions of many of our Hispanic and Latino brothers and sisters have contributed to PHSC and throughout our Pasco and Hernando communities. At PHSC, we are proud to honor and recognize the ethnicities and various races at this institution to help make us who we are. Again, we are gold because of you, and I celebrate the great tradition of Hispanic Americans and Latino Americans, not just for these 30 days, but throughout the year here at PHSC. Congratulations to Dean Bowie and to his staff, and to all of our college-wide administrators and employees who help us celebrate this great month and these great people, our Hispanic and Latino Americans. Thank you very much. And as I always say, we are gold and we're looking to see you at the top.
Hey guys, my name is Shariq, and I'm the president of the Student Government Association here at Pasco and Hernando State College. I moved to America 3 years ago for the first time ever. And I believe that was a make it or break it point for me. That I either work at a shoe store earning minimum wage my entire life, or get out of my comfort zone and make a name out of myself. Similarly, today, we are honoring a few people that I know had a similar past. And instead of letting their foreign identity be their, distraction or something, or weak point, they use it as a fuel to prosper and succeed. These people are some of the most humble, kind, and genuine people in Pasco. So on behalf of the Student Government Association, welcome to Pasco Notables recognition ceremony. Thank you.
As you know, throughout history, Hispanic and Latino Americans have achieved innumerable accomplishments and contributed to the richness of our American culture. From business and industry to the arts and education and healthcare, there's been absolutely no piece of a fabric of life that has not been touched, not been impacted by Hispanic and Latino influence and leadership. It is important to recognize not only the impact nationally, but also Florida, our Tampa Bay region, and of course, our community here, our district area, our service district, Pasco and Hernando counties. Our communities are richer, they're more vibrant because of the Hispanic and Latino presence. The empowerment path that they have paved will invariably only continue to be a beacon of inspiration, I'm confident, for generations. The Hispanic and Latino American experience embodies strength, tenacity, influence, and advocacy. It embodies aspiration, talent, connection, and inspiration. It embodies family and love, hope, and relentless success, despite odds, despite all obstacles. Thank you to our honoree, Mr. Samuel Ortiz, for your role, your service, and your contributions to our amazing community as a Pasco notable. Congratulations to you, my friend. Sonia has been with me every inch, every mile, and I've been honored to have a Hispanic woman of excellence and extraordinary leadership by my side, accompany me with her character and her skills throughout the many challenges and the many triumphs of this journey. So congratulations, Sonia Thorn, and congratulations, Sammy Ortiz, and to all the Hispanic and the Latino men and women who have enriched our personal and professional lives. Amigos míos, les agradecemos su servicio y sus logros. Estamos orgullosos de ti y te deseamos salud, mucha alegría y suerte. Muchas gracias y vaya con Dios.
When I think about Sammy, I don't think about the yes guy or the pastor. He's a leader, he's a coach, and most importantly, he's a friend. And I think that that's what sets him apart from a lot of people in the community. He isn't just looking to advance himself. That is at the bottom of his list of priorities all the time. He's reaching out and building relationships with people in all ages, but especially the young community over in East Pasco. He saw a need and set out to fulfill what that community needed, and it was community. It was a small area. You'll see his office. It's not anything too special, very simplistic, because that's what that area needed. He connects these young people with the resources they need to achieve their dreams and makes a huge impact in their lives every single day. I joke with him and say he works 3 hours a day and it's playing video games, so he doesn't have a real job, but it's much more than that. Creating that community and building those relationships helps them believe in themselves and go above and beyond in our community. So thank you for all that you do and all your video game playing and so much more.
Hi, everybody. I'm Diego Grant. I'm a student of Samuel Ortiz's. I went through the S program, and I went through the whole thing. And whenever I first went through it, I literally came there because somebody invited me for food, right? I said, free food? That's for me. So I went in there, I went through the program. I didn't think anything of it. Now, I had a relationship with Samuel Ortiz for now 5 years. And it's probably one of the best relationships I've ever had. And he's done so much for me. And even though I didn't really take what I learned and applied it immediately, over the years after starting a business, I realized that what I had learned in that short amount of time impacted my life so much. And having somebody at Sam Ortiz really helped me. And he's really done a lot for me in my life. So I like to thank him for everything that he's done.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sammy Ortiz, for your service and your support. On behalf of UF IFAS Extension Pasco County, thank you from our hearts for all you do. We appreciate you. You have impacted so many lives and helped so much of our youth. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
So that's Miss Elizabeth. She works in an office next to Sammy's and gets to see him every single day and what he does with these students. And that thank you is just representing the many lives that he has touched in his work over at Yes. So without further ado, Sammy, come on up and we would like to officially award you the Pasco Notable.
My eyes got a little dusty. You know, I left Puerto Rico at 4. Ooh, give me one moment. I had a traumatic experience in kindergarten. I didn't speak a lick of English. And who knows what I could have done had I not experienced it. And so today I stand here because I don't want anyone else to experience what I did. And so I just want to be a voice for those who cannot express themselves. That's Diego. If all that I do is for a young man named Diego, then I'm a success. The sense of humor of it all is that 2 days after I turned 51, I get asked to serve on the board of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I was traumatized every time I walked into a classroom. A white woman hit me and threw me on the floor. And so every time I would walk into a classroom, I would see nothing but white women. And so I would experience the trauma over and over again. But God has a sense of humor. I'm married to a white woman who is a teacher. And so what the devil meant to harm me, God is using to heal me. And so I apologize for coming up here and breaking down. I graduated from high school with a 1.6 GPA. Not because I was dumb, but because I was turned off every time I walked into a classroom. But today, I get to stand here being recognized for playing video games for 3 hours a day. for watching the light bulb turn on in young people's minds that they can. We're called yes, because for young people of color, hearing no sucks. And that's all we hear a lot. And so I just want to be a door opener, a cheerleader, somebody that can tell somebody else that may not know that they can if they choose to. So to all of you that are here today, thank you so much. I appreciate being recognized. I appreciate this college. I get to speak to the student leadership retreat every so often. I enjoy it. I enjoy being a part of this community. You are my community. Thank you.
It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next Pasco Notables recipient, Mrs. Sonia Rodriguez Thorn. So I'm gonna keep it on script and then I'm gonna go off script because that's what I do. Sonia Rodriguez Thorn currently serves as Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs, Marketing and Communications at Pasco-Hernando State College. In this role, Ms. Thorn assists with the college-wide coordination of academic programs and instruction and the coordination of the college's accreditation with SACS COC. Ms. Thorn provides support for programs that require specific accreditation or mandatory reporting to the relevant agency and is responsible for the administration and supervision of the Institutional Effectiveness Office, Dual Enrollment Office, and Marketing and Communications. Previous positions at PHSC include Dean of Academic Affairs and Institutional Accreditation, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and Retention Services at North Campus and Porter Campus at Wiregrass Ranch, Assistant Dean of Student Development and Coordinator of PHSC's Information Center at the West Campus in Newport Richey, following the trend of serving on each and every campus. As Nestor said, I'm gonna have to go ahead and follow this trend as well. Ms. Thorn's experience extends to the classroom where she has taught as an adjunct faculty member and a continuing education instructor. Additionally, Ms. Thorn has held many office support positions ranging from switchboard operator at the North Campus to executive administrative assistant at the East and West campuses. Ms. Thorn holds a Master of Science in Management and a Bachelor of Science in Management from Hodges University, as well as associate degrees in arts, legal assistant, and office systems technology, all from Pasco-Hernando State College. Go Gold. Since 1994, she has been a member of the Association of Florida Colleges. She is a member of the Hispanic Professional Women's Association since 2014. She has chaired the North Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce Women of Wesley Chapel from 2014 to 2016. She was a member of the Wesley Chapel Rotary Club from 2013 to 2016 and a Paul Harris Fellow. Ms. Thorn served as the 2016 American Cancer Society event chair for the Pasco County Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk. She serves as a WEDU/PBS Community Advisory Board member since 2016. And since 2020, she is a member of the National Association of Community College Entrepreneurship. All right, so that's the scripted version of the story. Now I'm gonna tell you the unscripted version. So Mrs. Sonia Rodriguez Thorn is the reason that I am standing here today, and I'll tell you how. Several years ago, when I was seeking an opportunity to advance in my field, I reached out to Sonia. And the reason I did so is because I used to attend council meetings at my previous institution, and I would always see the Pasco-Hernando State College group at these meetings. And I was just always impressed by the way they traveled as a pack. And I thought that was impressive. I was like, look at that Pasco group over there again. And I thought, you know, any group of individuals that travel like that really must like each other, and this has got to be a great place to work. And I'm interested in finding out how I can work there. So there was a position opportunity posted for an associate dean at the East Campus. I'm gonna look at Dennis. So I reached out to Sonia and I said, would you mind looking at my resume? Because I think I want to apply to this associate dean position at East Campus. And let me know if you think there are any similarities or if I would stand a shot. So, you know, she did what any good professional would do. She looked it over, gave me some advice and said, but you know, I think we're going to have a dean position posted here shortly, and you might want to consider applying for that when it posts. And at the time I thought, I don't think I could be a dean, but she was very encouraging about it. So when the position posted, I applied. I went into that interview and thought, I really blew it, because one of the questions they asked me was, what do you do for fun? And I thought a good academic should say something very academically oriented. But my response was, unfortunately, HSN, QVC, and Amazon know my address all too well. And instead of getting a lot of really strange looks, which I thought I would, everybody kind of laughed and said, oh, I've got an Amazon account too. And I thought, I have found my people. So almost 5 years later, here I am, a member of the PHSC family. And now, shortly after, going to those meetings as part of the PHSC PAC. But I tell that story to illustrate the type of individual Sonia is. When I started working here, Sonia would check in on me. How are things going? How are you doing? Is everything okay? How can I help? And I'm sure everyone in the room and on the Zoom who has had the experience to work with Sonia knows that this is the type of person she is. Sonia cares about people. Sonia cares about her community. And Sonia loves this college. When I tell you Sonia loves this college, she loves this college. Pasco-Hernando State College, they should just put a picture of her next to the logo. I have never seen someone who really loves a place that they work like Sonia does. And it shows in everything that she does. Everything that Sonia puts her hand on is just excellent. She really takes care of the work, she takes care of her people, she takes care of the community. And this is the character of the individual that we are recognizing as a Pasco notable today. She is an exemplary woman and someone that I am thankful that I have had the opportunity to meet, and that because of her, I have the opportunity to be here. And I am absolutely delighted to present this award to Mrs. Sonia Rodriguez Thorn. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Jareen. And congratulations to you, Sammy. Honored to share the stage with you. You know, I would say this, I'm a product of this environment. I've been here in some form of capacity since 1990, if you can believe it. Even I can't believe I'm saying that. Am I saying that? Okay. And a lot of this, I guess, driven comes from even before coming here. And I would say I'd have to give great homage to my father, Julius Rodriguez. He came to this country with his own dreams and aspirations. And I would say that he instilled that in our family. He's no longer here with us, but I think with myself and my sister, we carry on his legacy. And with that, I also have my mother here today, Angela Rodriguez. And I'll say this about PHSC. My father, my mother, they always instilled, you know, do excellence, give your best, you know, pretty much don't do anything halfway. But more so, my father always said, I don't care what you do, but you better get 2 years of college, community college under your belt. That's it. And that's all. They never forced us into anything. They never pushed us into anything, but they did demand excellence. And whatever that is, we will do it. PHSC has been definitely a blood, sweat, and tears, joy, highs and lows. I'm not saying nothing in this life is smooth and easy. But if you give all that you have, it becomes all that gives back to you. I would say that in my current role, I'm enjoying working in all the communities, Hernando County, Pasco County. I've lived in both. I understand both. I've even lived in Hillsborough County, and knowing that putting our counties here in the Tampa Bay region is so important. And Sammy, with what you do in Dade City, I've been watching you for a while. I'm glad that I guess God works in mysterious ways. I'm so glad we got to meet today. Work with entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs. I feel that connection there, and I'll tell a story. When my parents, they're from Trinidad and Tobago. My father moved us here to Florida in the 80s. And I think they just took a risk. That's what they did. They took a risk. And my sister, myself, my mother, and this is a story I want to say, for many years, I was probably more ashamed to tell it. And I've been telling it all the time. But they brought us together and they said, you know, for us to live here, we got to figure out how to make $700 a month. So we're going to work. And my father bought a lucite business. And you hear about entrepreneurs, you know, working you work in your garage, putting something together. That's where we were. Cutting, buffing, edging, and making things out of lucite and hoping we can sell it. I joke around and say, my mom and I know she's laughing now, but I wasn't laughing when you're 13 years old. And they were making, I'm not making us, but we had to, what we made, we made candlestick holders, clocks, picture frames, and we took pictures and we put it in a binder, Mommy, remember? And we would go wholesale selling door to door. And that's what we did. And then after a while, my father said, we're going to go in the flea market. And so we're, you know, whatever my father said we did. So, okay. And we did that. And then my father realized, you know, we need to do more than that. And so he found a way, we had a flea market business for a good 20 years. And that supported our family along with jobs that we did otherwise. But I say jokingly, it was a good weekend in the flea market if we could get a KFC dinner with the cake. If you remember that. But PHSC, when I started here, it's been a great experience, and I'm always looking forward to how we can help those underrepresented, underserved, disenfranchised, if you will. But more so, as Semi mentioned, I think that's the real perfect reason. Open the door, reach out, help. I'm glad for those that helped me. Most of you are here today. And gave me those first chances too. Sometimes you got to give people a chance. And I think that's the bigger issue we have. We're facing all kinds of things in these years. In these past few years, I think has been most challenging for lots of us in many different ways. And I think really it's the time to look for that opportunity. And out of a crisis, there's some glimmer of hope, and I don't take that lightly, because I think there's always something that we can do to contribute back. And PHSC has been that place for 28 years for me, and I look forward to continuing my work, working with each and every one of you in every which way on how we can continue this work. And there's a lot of work to do. This work is not over, and it will continue. I know it'll continue even after we're gone. So thank you so much. I'm honored to be a Pasco notable.
These two individuals have used their lives to make such an incredible difference in our community. And as many of you are aware, this event was a passion of Mr. Calvin Simon. Because of his generosity, awards have been provided to the Pasco notable honorees for the past several years. In honor of Mr. Simon, a Pasco Notables Fund was established at the foundation. Donations designated to this fund help to provide the awards for future Pasco Notables at PHSC. To our generous donors who make it possible for the foundation to provide funding to advance the college's mission, including many amazing initiatives like this one today, we are so grateful for your support. Every donor who makes a gift to the foundation is making an investment in our community. As we continue to celebrate the college's 50th anniversary this year, I hope that each of you will join us in our efforts to ensure that lives continue to be transformed, one person at a time, for the next 50 years. For more information on how you can support the PHSC Foundation with an investment of your time, talent, or treasure, I welcome you to contact me. Congratulations to this year's Pasco Notables. Thank you.
Just a couple of thoughts as both Sammy and Sonia were speaking. It's twin themes here for my academics, right? We love themes. We love these narratives of coming here and making something happen to great effect. That's a narrative, like, tale as old as time. I don't want to Disneyfy it, but like people coming to this country seeking an opportunity to do something, and we reap the benefits of that. As an institution, that is a powerful, powerful narrative when we recognize our people and the tremendous work that they have done. Another thought that came to my head as I was sitting there listening to the speakers, and just part of me is my handwriting is a little hard to read even for myself, but from humble beginnings to glorious heights, there can be no obstacles to what a people can and should accomplish. You have just been blessed by two outstanding examples of what happens when passion meets purpose to produce results. These stories populate our campus every day, and I should say our campuses, right? 5 shining examples glistening and glimmering in the night. These stories populate our campuses every day. They sit in your class. They work your front desk. They clean our classrooms and generally contribute in all the ways in which we exist. Let us use this program as a reminder and call to action. Go find Pasco Notables. Go make Pasco Notables. Go honor Pasco Notables.
There was a theme that just kept coming forward. And with me, it was, thinking about all these folks with this great talent and great skill, and for them to be able to utilize their talents and skills with the right opportunity as well coming along, right? And both of them have really shared that. Mr. Ortiz shared his experience early on as a kindergartner, but how he used that experience to open doors for other Black and brown young people to experience that opportunity. He saw the talent, he sees the skill, he's creating that opportunity in his space, and he's creating those opportunities for others to see that. And I would be remiss if I didn't say see that same thing with Ms. Thorn here. She came here as a student, right? A student worker, and is now our assistant vice president, right? So, where you see again, talent meeting opportunity, this is what you see happens throughout. And that's not limited to any of our students here. So I challenge all of us, that little piece of talent and skill that you see in those students daily going across campus, they may not see it just yet, but you see it. So I encourage you to nurture that, to cheer those students on, let them know that there's not only a place here for you at PHSC, but opportunities throughout this world for you. So that's what I like for us all to remember today. So I thank you all for being here. I thank our notables. I also thank our notables families for allowing them to share their time and talent, because they make some sacrifices. Family makes sacrifices for you all to do what you're doing. So I would be remiss as well if I did not say thank you to your families. And I do have to say one more quick thank you as I'm saying thank you to families. My family is here today. My wife, Yolanda, and son, Mason. So I thank you both for being here. And I thank all of you all for being here today. I thank all of y'all for being here in the room as well as on Zoom. Please share your love with our honorees, Mr. Sammy Ortiz, as well as Miss Sonia Rodriguez Thorn. I thank you all for being here, and I look forward to us doing this again next year. Thank you all.